For this hip mobility routine, we're going to focus primarily on two positions that are some of my favorite because they're the best bang for your buck. So first and foremost, we're going to do a couch stretch position. We're really going to target lengthening our hip flexors and ultimately strengthening our hip flexors in that lengthened position. So if you have the edge of a couch, works really well. A bench can also work well so long as it's not too high. If you don't have either of those things, then I'll give you an alternative. And then from there, we're going to spend some time in 90-90. But as always with any mobility routine, we're going to warm the area up before we actually get to the stretching, strengthening portion. So with that, we're going to go down into a kneeling position where we have our hands down, or a quadruped position. We got our hands down, we got our knees down. From here, we're going controlled articular rotations through the hips. We're not going to worry too much about the controlled part. We're just going to get the rotation part. We're going to go 5 one way and then 5 the other way. So starting in flexion and then abduction, rotate around into extension, and then bring it back. And that's 1, in, out, around. 2, in, out, around. 3, in, out, around. 4, good, in, out, around. 5, little pause at the bottom. We'll switch, go the other way, up, out, around. 1, definitely a little more foreign to this range of motion, so it's a little bit more challenging. 2, you just got to make sure you stay strong through the muscles that are working and creating that movement. 3 and 4 and nice and strong. 5, good. We'll switch the other side. In, up, around. 1, up, around. 2, good. In, up, around. 3, in, up. 4, good. In, up. 5, good. Little pause. Let's switch, go the other way here. In, out, around. 1, good. Good extension. Squeeze that glute and then drive that knee up, out, and wide. 2, good. And up, out, and wide. 3, good. And up, out. 4, and 1 more. Out. 5. Beautiful. Okay, from here we're going to hang out in our couch position. It's going to be an uncomfortable one, so what you want to do is you're going to place your toes up on the edge of that couch, that bench, whatever it might be. As best as you possibly can, you're going to try and make sure you have a straight line from your head all the way down to your knee. You're going to get a deep stretch in through the quads, and I also want you to try and get a little posterior pelvic tilt so your lower back stays flat. You want to try and avoid extension, and you're getting that stretch in that position. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some deep breaths here. If you don't have that couch or that bench, no problem. You just perform the same thing. You'll have to fire that glute a little bit more to feel the stretch, but same thing, just in the 90-90 position. So we're going to bring that foot up. I'm going to place my hand sort of right in the front of that hip. This is the area that it really gets tight for me, as for many people. And so what I want to do is we're just going to take some good solid breaths in, try and get as much oxygen to that area as possible. So breath in and out. Breath in and out. We'll go for 5 breaths. We're at 2. Good. And if you think you got a little more range of motion, you could just move back a little bit. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths. Last breath, big breath in. Okay, from here we're going to activate through this area. So with any good mobility routine, it's as much about strengthening as it is about stretching. So we got this good solid lengthened position. Now we're going to use some isometric techniques to help us to strengthen in this position. So ultimately we can gain the strength in this range of motion and be able to control this range of motion. So from here, I'm gonna make sure I got a nice deep stretch. And then with that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build up an isometric contraction. There's no actual movement. We're just sort of squeezing our muscles, building tension. And we're gonna build up. We're gonna go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and then we're gonna slowly release down. And one of the ways that will help you to activate the muscles, we're looking to activate two things. You want your glutes to fire as best as you can. And with that, you're gonna drive that knee forward and just get that shift as best as possible. So you're thinking of tilting your pelvis up in the air while driving that knee forward. Okay, we ready for it? And you're also gonna create some tension in other areas of your body. If you can hold on to something to really grip tight, then do so. And let's go for 20. Dragging that knee forward, driving your pelvis to the sky. 40, 60, 80, good, 100. And let's hold it here, nice and strong, nice and tight. Good, keep holding, keep holding, keep holding, keep holding. Build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. And now we're gonna slowly release. We go 80, 60, 40, and 20. Beautiful. Okay, let's switch to the other side. Same idea. Prop that foot up. Good, let's take those 5 big breaths in. Good, and slow breath out. Good, breath in. Good, and big breath in. And out. Good, and adjust if you need. Let's go 2 more breaths. Breathe right into that hip. And out. Good, big breath in. And out. Okay, time for the isometric. Drive that knee, tilt your pelvis up to the sky, and ready, here we go. 20, 40, 60, 80, good, and 100, and on nice and strong, nice and tight. Keep taking those big breaths in, hold it, good. At 100, you got 5, 4, keep dragging that knee, 3, 2, 1, good, and a slow release, 80, 60, 40, 20, beautiful. Okay, we're gonna switch back to the other side. Good, and then from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ramp up, ramp down, ramp up, ramp down for 3 each side. So with that, it should feel a little bit easier to get into this range of motion. Again, if you don't have a bench, no problem. You do the same thing from the floor, and then from here, we're gonna ramp up. Ready, 20, a little slip, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Good, hold that and ramp down. 80, 60, 40, and 20, good. And you should feel right in front here. Let's build back up. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, good. Hold and down. 80, 60, 40, 20, good. Let's go nice and strong. You got this. And ramp it up. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, good. Ramp back down. 80, 60, 40, and 20. Very, very good. Probably one of the best, most important stretches you can do for your knees and also to your lower back. The stronger you can make your hip flexors and the more you can control their range of motion, the easier it's going to be on those 2 joints. And this stretch here is as good as it gets. Okay, here we go. And ready. Build it up. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, good, and hold it nice and tight, nice and strong, good, and down. 80, 60, 40, 20, good. Let's build back up. Ready, drive it, go for it. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, good, and down, 80, 60, 40, 20, good, one more, nice and strong, here we go, build it, drive, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, good, hold it strong, and 80, 60, 40, good, and 20, very, very good. All right, hip flexors in a lengthened position, nice and strong. We're gonna switch down now to our 90-90 position, one of my favorites. So in this position, we really focus on internal and external rotation of the hip, which is a great indicator of your hip health. So from here, we're just gonna start in this position, much like we did. We're gonna hold it here for about 5 big breaths, and then we'll start to do the activation sequence, the ramp up, ramp down. So start with that big breath in. Good, and breath out. And breath in. And out. And just so you know, it's 90-90, we got 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, and you should feel a bit of a stretch right in this front glute. And breath in. Out. Good, breath in. And out. Awesome, and let's go one more breath in. Good, and breath out. Okay, now we're gonna build up that isometric contraction. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna think of pressing our knee and our shin into the floor, and that's gonna fire up this back glute. So press down, we'll build up for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and then we'll ramp back down. But this time, as we ramp back down, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna build up in the front leg here, and we're gonna pull our chest to our knee. So we're gonna work the opposing muscle group. We have abductors on the outside, we got adductors on the inside, okay? So just follow along and start to drive that knee into the floor. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Hold nice and strong, nice and tight, nice and tight, nice and tight, nice and tight. Good. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Good. And now we're going to ramp down and we're going to pull forward. And I want you to drive forward. 20, 40, chest over the knees. 60, 80, good, and 100, and hold that there nice and strong, nice and tight. Good. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and beautiful. Great work. Release. We'll switch over to the other side. Good, and same idea. A little lean, 5 big breaths. Good, now. Good, breath in. And out. Good, breath in. And out. Good, and let's go 2 more deep into that hip. Breath in. And out. Good, and in. And out. Okay, isometric contraction. We're going to start. Drive that knee into the floor. Ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, and build it. 20, 40, 60, 80, good, and 100, nice and strong. Hold it there, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, good. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. Now pull the chest in tight. 20, 40, 60, keep driving that knee. You should feel it right through that adductor. Good. 80 and 100. Hold it strong and tight. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and beautiful, good. Rest and relax. Okay, from here, probably another one of my favorite exercises along with the couch stretch is the 90-90 flip. So we're in a 90-90 position. We're gonna slowly and isometrically control our range of motion to get to the other side and then come back. And we're gonna start by placing this one foot into the floor. I'm gonna drive my left knee up. I'm just gonna resist through that knee. So I'm pushing a little bit with my hand just to get the muscles to fire even a little bit stronger. We're gonna transition force from our abductors into our adductors. Good. You might have to shift your feet a little bit. Good. Just stay strong. Good. From here, we got the legs out wide. I'm going to try and drive my left knee to the floor and spread my knees as far wide apart as possible. Staying strong throughout. Good. And then from here, nice slow lower. Good. Stay strong. Pressing into that knee there just to get a little extra activation. Good. We land in that 90-90 flip. And then from here, we're going to flip back to the other side. Coming up nice and strong. Get those knees out wide. Don't lift this knee until this one comes all the way up. You got no more range of motion. Stay nice and strong. Good. And from here, I'm going to start to flip. Shifting force all the way through my adductors. Trying to drive that right knee to the floor as best as I can. Good, stay strong. Good, I'm gonna shift that right knee down, keep this left knee high. Good, control, stay strong. Beautiful, all the way down. Good, rest and relax. Okay, and what we're gonna finish with is we're gonna go back to our initial car. So we did some stretching, some strengthening. Now let's see how the hips feel. We're gonna go 3 one way, 3 the other way. This time we'll really focus on control through that range of motion. Get as much range of motion as you can and just control it. Stay nice and tight, nice and strong. Good, it's definitely feeling better than it did the first time. We're gonna come all the way up, down, and around. Good, knee into the chest. Outside, bring that knee up high. Out, around, 2, good. Let's go one more this way and then we'll flip back. Out, around, good. 3, and down. A little pause at the bottom. All right, now the hard way. Extension through the hip. Now bring that knee out wide. Control through that hip flexor. Good, around. Definitely better than the first time. All the way up. Good, out strong. Control, 2, good, one more, here we go. All the way up, big squeeze through that glute. Out, around, down, in, 3, beautiful. We'll switch to the other side. I'll flip around, and here we go. Knee comes in, up, out, around, 1, good, in, up, out, around, 2, in, up, big control. Get wide with that range of motion, nothing through the lower back, all coming through the hip. 3, good. We go down, little tap, and the switch go the other way. Up, out, around, in, good, great job. And again, up, out, around, in, 2, and one more. Good, strong and really controlled. Out, around, whew. And voila, a little hip mobility sequence featuring some of my favorite exercises. And I always love starting with cars, performing the exercises, and then seeing how it feels at the end. You keep consistent with this routine, it's just gonna get better and better and better.